Yo, what's up YouTube? It's been a minute. I was dealing with some housing issues, some moving issues. That's why I haven't been uploading. I know you guys didn't come to this video just, to know about that. But for anyone that does watch me, that's the reason why I haven't been uploading. Anyways, this video is going to be about Nidus. I was going to include Path Assist with Nidus originally, but I'd rather make another video for the Path Assist on its own. Only because I'm probably not going to be playing Nidus as much, considering that taking him to level cap and undying, proccing like a lot, it's very jarring with the POV change. I hope they change that. But yeah, let's get to the build. So here we are. I'm gonna go ahead and go over the mods. If you're just trying to copy the build and do whatever, then go ahead and do that. I'm gonna go ahead and explain why I have certain things and what the things that you can remove for whatever how you want to play. But yeah, so starting off, main focus is going to be strength and range, and then we do have some duration because transient fortitude gives us negative duration, so we have prime continuity to kind of balance that out. Technically speaking, you don't need to have prime continuity if you do not mind using your abilities more often, which is kind of annoying, especially since Ice assumed his parasitic link with Nourish. So right now it's at 31.88, but if we remove prime continuity, we're at 18.12. And it also reduces larva, which this was originally 9 seconds, like 8.9 with prime continuity, but without it, it's 5 seconds. But yeah, quality of life, but you don't have to have prime continuity if you don't want to. You could also get rid of transient fortitude and find other ways to get ability strength. But yeah, you can get rid of that. Rolling guard, this was more for level cap. So as an example, I would have not enough time to build up my stacks. I need a little bit of time to build it up real quick before I die. So I'll activate Rolling Guard, gives me 3 seconds to do what I need to do to build up my stacks as fast as possible. That way, I'm in my safety net of stacks. Oh, I'm so sorry. I forgot. I'm over here talking about stacks. Well, some of you guys don't even know what I'm talking about. So he has a passive, which is his stacks, mutation stacks, and then when you die, or quote unquote die, it takes 15 stacks instead. It takes 15 mutation stacks, and then it activates Undying, which basically makes you invulnerable for 5 seconds. And that's basically, the whole thing is keeping his stacks up. And yeah, so that's why I have Rolling Guard. You don't have to have it if you have Parasitic Link, which I did subsume for Nourish, because Parasitic Link was pretty much useless at level cap. So that's why I had Nourish, just to get a damage increase and viral. If you're only using Nidus for everyday things, I would highly recommend keeping Parasitic Link, because Parasitic Link is so nice to have if you don't have stacks. Because when you spawn in a mission, you're not gonna have stacks, pre-built for you. It's gonna be at 0, so then you have to build it up. Parasitic Link keeps you alive, so you just you link with an enemy, and then build up your stacks without having to rush building your stacks and having a risk of dying. So yeah, keep Parasitic Link if you're just using Nidus for everyday content and not some level cap thing. And yeah, don't need Rolling Guard also, like I said. We have Steel Charge and Arcane Fury because we are running Path Assist with Nidus, which if you're not using melee, then you don't need these, obviously. And then Molt Augmented, you don't need Molt Augmented either. You could use another ability strength Arcane. I gotta sneeze, excuse me. Oh my god, excuse me. I'm not trying to retake this again for a sneeze. I'm sorry, yeah, excuse me. And then we have his Augment Insatiable, which basically gives us more stacks when we do things within Ravenous. So the whole gameplay loop is I see a group of enemies, activate Ravenous, pull them in with Larva, spam Virulence to get our stacks up as fast as possible. And before Larva ends, we kill the enemies, because with Larva, enemies killed while held have a chance of generating a mutation stack. So it's just a way for us to keep our mutation stack up and we gain our mutation stacks as fast as possible, which is, like I said, keeps us alive. So that is pretty much it for the mods, the things you can remove. And yeah, I've never tried building Nidus as other than a weapons platform. But if anyone has made their Nidus into other than a weapons platform, please do share, because I haven't tried it. So seems interesting, but I felt like the damage, his abilities damage is kind of low, but I could be wrong. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and put these mods back on, and then we're gonna go over his abilities with some enemies. And yeah, all right, I went ahead and spawned some enemies. We're at 0 stacks on the bottom right, as you can see. And then we can't use Ravenous until we have 3 stacks. I think it costs 3 stacks or 4 stacks to even use Ravenous. So slow build up in the beginning, but once you get Ravenous going on the ground, and then you do the rotation, it builds up relatively fast with everything. So yeah, gonna go ahead and use Larva, use Virulence a little bit, and then I'm gonna go ahead and kill these guys. All right. So now we're at 14 stacks. Now we're gonna do the same thing except with Ravenous, and then at the same time I'm also gonna show you guys a little trick. I don't know if a lot of you guys Nidus players even know this. If you're a Nidus player, you probably already know this, but if you're new to Nidus, you probably don't know this. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and summon 20 more. I'm gonna do the same thing except Ravenous, and then yeah. So Ravenous, Larva, spam, Virulence a little bit. And then if you switch to your Operator and then switch back to your Warframe, you get that instant buildup. So we went from like, what, 16? Now we're at 61 after switching. And as you can see, the stack buildup was a lot more faster than without our 4th ability. So yeah. We're gonna go ahead and do that one more time just to show you. I'm gonna go ahead and kill these guys this time. So we're at 66 stacks. We're gonna switch to our Operator, back to Warframe, and now we're at max stack. So yeah, if you ever, I'm not sure if it's just a visual bug or something, or if it's actually like a thing where it's actually counting your stacks, which I think it is. So yeah, just switch to your Operator, switch back to your Warframe, and then you'll get your stacks that you were building. I'm gonna go ahead and show you the annoying part, which I don't like, why I don't like playing Nidus at level cap or in general, because it's just so jarring to me, at least. I'll just show you. I'm gonna go ahead and summon some heavy gunners, and I'm gonna go ahead and let them destroy my stacks, and then any second Undying will proc once I stop deflecting. Stop deflecting. All right, there's Undying. As you can see, the POV changes, and then it'll do it again right there. POV changes. So now imagine just running around as a space ninja, doing your thing, and then POV change. It's just, yeah, very jarring, and that's why I don't like playing Nidus. Yeah. I'm hoping they change that. Anyways, that's all for this video. Hopefully you found this informative or useful in any type of way. If you did, consider subscribing. We're still trying to build 1,000, and we are back to making content. Sorry for taking so long to come back, but you know, IRL stuff comes first before anything else, especially since, you know, we're not big or anything like that. But yeah, anyways, this is your not so serious content creator signing out.